Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the team that takes your sources and, well, we really try to unearth the most fascinating nuggets. And you send us some truly wild legal documents this time. Let me tell you, digging through these was quite something. So, the core mystery we're tackling today, it's this unexpected and frankly kind of theatrical legal battle between A-list actress Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. Yeah, this isn't your typical celebrity stat. Seems like it's a real battle over creative control, and it's setting maybe a surprising new benchmark for legal audacity in Hollywood. But then, get this, the documents took a turn that honestly made us do a double take. Baldoni's legal team actually pushed to hold Blake Lively's deposition at Madison Square Garden. Yes, Madison Square Garden, with tickets sold to the public. An A-list actress under oath, center stage, in front of a live paying audience. I mean, you almost wonder if they were pitching a Netflix special right there. It sounds like a joke, right? Like some from a satirical movie. But nope, the documents were real. The request was serious.
And what truly stands out here isn't just the sheer audacity of that request, though that's certainly part of it. It's the why. Why would they do that? So our mission today is really to explore the motivations behind such an unprecedented move. What's truly at stake for both of them, and what this whole saga might mean for protecting creative work in, let's face it, the cutthroat world of Hollywood. This case already has more twists than a blockbuster thriller, and we're really just getting started here.
Okay, so how did Blake's team respond to this Madison Square Garden play? Well, as you'd probably guess, they were absolutely furious. They fired back immediately, called the whole thing a grotesque publicity stunt, said it was clearly meant to humiliate her. But was that anger the entire picture? Or was there maybe a strategy behind Baldoni's team's move? Something deeper.
Right. That's the fascinating angle here, isn't it? Because while it absolutely provoked outrage, some analysts think it was actually a calculated move, maybe to rattle Blake, force her hand, perhaps even provoke an early settlement before things really picked off. And others are connecting this to something bigger, suggesting maybe it was an attempt to get sensitive info out into the public eye, but without, directly leaking it themselves, sort of using the legal process itself for public exposure. It's a bold play, really, trying to control the narrative that way.
So, beyond the shock value of the MSG request, you might be wondering, okay, what's this lawsuit actually about then? What are the real stakes here? What's this deep dive revealing about the heart of the dispute?
Well, our sources suggest this isn't just about egos clashing, though I'm sure there's some of that too. It reportedly involves creative rights, maybe broken agreements, and a pretty high-stakes project the two were working on together at one point. Apparently, Blake was deeply involved in the early development stages of a film under Baldoni's production company. An insider account suggests that, well, things went sour pretty fast. And that's precisely why Blake's deposition is so crucial here. What she says under oath, you see, could totally reshape the narrative of this entire case. Baldoni's camp clearly understood the power of that testimony, which, probably explains their audacious attempt to make it a public spectacle.
But here's where it gets really interesting. We actually have a major development to share with you. Blake Lively just scored a pretty significant victory. A judge ruled squarely in her favor. Her deposition will happen privately. No cameras, no audience, and definitely no sold-out arena show. Blake now basically controls the time and the place for this critical moment.
Right. And while that's a huge win for Blake, it certainly secures her privacy for the deposition itself, the mystery isn't really over. Not by a long shot. Legal analysts we looked at believe Baldoni's team may still be holding other material they're ready to deploy. Regardless of the deposition being private, we're talking about things like emails maybe, text, possibly even video footage tied to the original dispute. And if those documents ever actually surface, well, everything could change again. So this win keeps the immediate spotlight off, sure, but that deeper battle over information, that could still be brewing under the surface.
But sources close to Blake, they're saying she's ready, she's focused, methodical even. She's reportedly spent weeks getting ready for this, meticulously going over contracts, communications, timelines, but all of it. And this isn't just framed as damage control for her. It's being seen as her chance to really take control of her own story. Set the record straight on her terms.
And the wider significance here, if we kind of zoom out and connect this to Hollywood overall, this fight could genuinely set a new precedent. The potential outcomes are pretty significant. Look, if Blake wins big in the end, it could really change how creatives protect their work, especially in these high-level collaborations when partnerships, go south. But if Baldoni somehow pulls off a legal upset down the line, It could unfortunately open the door to more of these kinds of public pressure tactics and celebrity lawsuits. The stakes are undeniably high. The players are incredibly powerful. It makes this a case really worth watching for, well, basically everyone in the industry.
Okay, so let's just quickly recap our deep dive then. We started with that shocking, almost unbelievable Madison Square Garden deposition request. Then we dug into the underlying creative rights dispute between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, covered Blake's crucial win securing a private deposition, and discussed the really high-stakes implications this whole thing could have for the entire entertainment industry.
Yeah, and what truly stands out, I think, is how these legal battles, especially in the public eye, seem to be evolving. That MSG stunt, it isn't just some weird anomaly. It feels like a stark demonstration of how controlling the narrative, controlling public perception, is becoming just as vital, maybe even more vital sometimes, than the actual legal arguments themselves. It's like turning the courtroom, or the potential for a courtroom, into a whole new kind of stage.
And that leaves us with a final, kind of provocative thought for you. With Blake's deposition now set to happen privately, behind closed doors, what secrets are still buried? In sealed files, maybe on encrypted drives, things that haven't seen the light of day yet. And when Blake finally does speak under oath, will that be the definitive final blow in this whole high-profile legal battle? Or is it maybe just the beginning of a much deeper war? One where information and control play out in a completely different kind of public stage? Something to think about.